9 mistakes most people make when choosing a financial advisor. Keep in mind that selecting a financial advisor is a major life decision that can affect your own and your family's financial trajectory for years to come. Watch this video to understand why it makes sense to work with a financial advisor and how avoiding these 9 common blunders when choosing an advisor can help you find peace of mind and avoid years of stress. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. How you doing today? I'm doing fantastic, if you were to ask me. And if you're doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today we're talking about 9 mistakes most people make when choosing a financial advisor. Number 1, not asking about credentials. Now, when it comes to financial advisors, you have a litany, you have a wide array of credentials. Here we're not going to give you the comprehensive list of financial advisor credentials. We're just going to give you a few of them. Ask your advisor about their licenses, tests, and credentials. Now, financial advisors tests include the Series 7, Series 66, and Series 67. Some advisors go a step further and become a certified financial planner, or CFP. In our research and based on our own experience, the CFP is a highly recommended credentials when it comes to being a financial advisor. All right. Now, we've done a whole show around the financial advisor credentials. You might want to double check that. It's a great show that you would love to get involved in. And please take notes in this show, because we will link this show with that other show. All right. Now, beside the CFP, you have the CPA, which is great. Certified Public Accountant is also a great license for accountants, tax preparers, and financial analysts. It is one of the more widely recognized financial certifications in the industry. Then you have the CHFC, a Chartered Financial Consultant. This certification was created as an alternative to the CFP certification. Then you have the CFA. The CFA stands for Chartered Financial Analyst. A CFA is an expert in investments and securities. Now, this is a great, very prestigious designation as well. You have the CIC, the Chartered Investment Counselor, the FRM, the Financial Risk Manager, the CLU, the Chartered Life Underwriter. This is more for insurance, but they also have some financial expertise. The CAIA, the Chartered Alternative Investment Analyst, the CMFC, the Chartered Mutual Fund Counselor. And this is great if you're looking to invest specifically in mutual funds. You may want to work with a Chartered Mutual Fund Counselor, because most professionals who hold this designation, they are experts in mutual funds. And the CMA, the Certified Management Accountant, this is someone who is an expert in management accounting. A CMA works on the corporate side rather than on the private side. All right. And he or she uses his or her skills in both accounting and management to make strategic financial business decisions. What I'm trying to say here is that if somebody shows up in front of your door and says they are a financial analyst, you want to ask them about credentials. And once they give you the credentials, you need to have a way to compare the credentials. To sum this section up, I would say when it comes to financial planning or financial advising or financial advice, you want someone who has a CPA, who is a CPA, a CFP, or a CHFC. All right, because the others are kind of cool too, but they demonstrate more financial expertise as opposed to experience. Number 2, choosing an advisor with the wrong specialty. That's another mistake most people make when choosing a financial advisor. I mean, I gave you a list of all the designations out there, and you want to make sure that you choose the right specialty, because some financial advisors specialize in retirement planning, while others are best for business owners or those with a high net worth. So some advisors might even be best for young professionals starting a family. So you Want to make sure you understand your advisor's strengths and weaknesses before signing the dotted line. 3. Not understanding the advisor's compensation structure. Remember that some advisors are fee only and they charge you a flat rate no matter what. Others charge a percentage of your assets under management. Some other advisors are paid commissions by mutual funds, which really is a serious conflict of interest, right? The industry is still working on that, but they haven't fixed that part yet. So if the advisor earns more by ignoring your best interest, don't hire them, please. Number 4, trying to hire an advisor on your own. This is another mistake that most people make when choosing a financial advisor. Chances are there are a lot of highly qualified financial advisors in your town, but this can seem daunting if to choose one, especially if you don't have the connections or you don't have no financial or investment background. You want to go through. Either you go online. There are a lot of platforms out there that allow you to find the right financial advisor. Of course, for the platform is free because the advisors are paying the platform, and you can get matched with up to 3 or 4 or 5 local fiduciary investment advisors. And the great thing is that those platforms, they usually will screen the advisors before listing them on their sites. So they will screen them for regulatory disclosures and to confirm their licenses. So you sure whoever is listed on one site as a CFP or CHFC, they really are a CFP or a CHFC. Okay, I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're talking today about 9 mistakes most people make when choosing a financial advisor. Number 5, not tapping into existing professional networks. If you are on the market for a financial advisor, please tap into your immediate entourage. I'm talking your family, your friends, your colleagues, your fellow volunteer. If you engage in philanthropic activities, you want to contact the local chamber of commerce. You want to contact the local professional association of financial advisors. The thing is that the CFP, for example, is a great license, a great designation, and the CFP, that license is administered by the CFP board, and the CFP board tends to have local chapters. So you want to reach out to those chapters to get in contact with competent and great advisors. You can also tap into your network at school, your kids' school. For instance, the parents of the kids' classmates. You can talk to people during PTA meetings. The thing here is that any opportunity is great to meet people who would later connect you with a great financial advisor. So tap into existing professional networks. Number 6, hiring an advisor who is not a fiduciary. This is a great one, folks. So you want to pay attention and take notes. Now let's quickly talk about fiduciary. What is a fiduciary? A fiduciary is an advisor who seeks to minimize conflict of interest, who wants to be transparent and live up to the trust placed in them. Now, fiduciary financial advisors must put their clients' best interest before their own, seeking the best prices and terms. They must act in good faith and provide all relevant facts to clients. They must avoid conflicts of interest and disclose any potential conflicts of interest to clients. They must do their best to ensure the advice they provide is accurate and thorough, and they must avoid a client's assets. They must avoid using a client asset to benefit themselves. For instance, purchasing securities for their own account before buying them for a client. All right. Now, what is a fiduciary duty? Fiduciary duty, believe it or not, is a legal responsibility. So you're putting the interest of another party before your own. So if someone has a fiduciary duty to you, he or she must act solely in your financial interest. A fiduciary cannot, for example, recommend a strategy that doesn't benefit you, instead provides a kickback. You can think of it like the doctor-patient relationship, where one party has a duty to provide the best care it can to the other party, right? So fiduciary duty is critical for guiding the actions of professionals who deal with clients' money, all right? So you have to understand here that when this duty is violated, it provides an avenue for legal action. So if a financial advisor, for example, isn't a fiduciary, but he has been knowingly I'll get it. If you have a fiduciary advisor, for instance, who has been knowingly selling you low performing, high fee investments, you don't have the legal standing that you should have if the professional were a fiduciary. Okay, let's move on. Number 7, hiring the best advisor you met. Hiring the first advisor you met. Now, we live in a world where it's always good to get 2 or 3 options. You don't want to hire the first advisor. Who knows if he or she is the best? You want to have an array of advisors that make a final decision. It's very tempting to hire the advisor closest to home, or the first advisor in the yellow pages, or the first advisor on Google search pages. But that decision requires more time. Take the time to interview at least 3, 4, 5 advisors before picking the best match for you. Number 8, picking an advisor with an incompatible strategy. So if you, for instance, have an advisor that has an incompatible strategy, that's pretty bad too. So each advisor, remember, has a unique strategy. Some advisors may suggest aggressive investments, while others are more conservative. So if you prefer to go all in on stock, an advisor that prefers bonds and index funds, for example, is not a great match for your style, right? So make sure that the advisor's strategy is compatible to your own investment strategies. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're still having a conversation here around the 9 mistakes most people make when choosing a financial advisor. Now, I've given you 8 questions already. Let's go to the 9. Number 9. If you love the clarity and the quality of the content so far, please consider subscribing to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you can receive prompt notification whenever we release a new show. And we release shows every single day, rain or shine. Question number 9. Not asking, this is not a question, it's more of a mistake. Not asking the right questions and failing to do a thorough background check. Now, here are some of the questions that you need to ask. We'll put them on the screen so you can have them. Question number 1. What advisory certifications do you have? Question number 2. Do you abide by fiduciary duty? Question number 3. Do you have any disclosures on your record? Question number 4. What services do you provide? Question number 5. What types of clients do you specialize in serving? Question number 6. Do you require a specific minimum investment? Number 7. How do you make money? Number 8. What extra costs should I be aware of? Number 9. What is your investment philosophy? Number 10. How often do you communicate with clients? Those are questions you need to ask your financial advisor. And I'm going to quickly go through a few of them and sort of give you some guidance here. Now, the advisory certification, we already talked about that. This is the CPA, the CFP, we talked about that. Do you abide by fiduciary duty? We also covered that. Do you have any disclosures on your record? This is basically if the advisor has had issues in the past or some regulatory issues in the past, you want to know. You can actually check that also. If they ask you what service, if you want to know, if you ask the advisor what services do you provide, in terms of services, it really depends, because financial advisors often offer, as I said earlier, a wide range of services in addition to portfolio management. So you have retirement planning, trust and estate planning, tax planning, educational expense planning, insurance planning, cash flow planning, charitable giving, business succession planning, right? What type of clients do you specialize in serving? That's also clear to me. Do you require a specific investments, right? So this is important because some financial advisors will want you to have at least $250,000 or $500,000 in investable assets. So you want to ask them about the threshold first before spilling all the info about your financial life to them. So ask about that. Number 7, I said it's how do you make money? We also covered that, right? How do you make money is another way to phrase the topic of fee only or a percentage of the assets. What extra costs should I be aware of? Now, this is important because the fee an advisor charges for their services may not include all costs. Advisors may charge additional fees for services that are more complex or that they consider to be extra. For instance, an advisor may create a financial plan for you, but then charge extra for implementing that plan. You'll also be responsible for trading and brokerage costs as well as fund fees. These additional costs can add up. Very important. So be sure you are aware of all of the fees you're responsible for before deciding to work with an advisor. Number 9, what is your investment philosophy? Now, this is a way to gain more info about the financial advisor's investing approach, right? Some advisors will customize your portfolio according to your needs, while others will offer a selection of model portfolio that they assign to clients based on their needs. And number 10, how often do you communicate with clients? This is a question that will help you get a glimpse into a typical client experience with an advisor. So if you find out how often your advisor or your potential advisor is in touch with his or her clients, you can pretty much get a sense of whether or not there will be an open line of communication or simply quarterly updates. Some advisors may prefer frequent face-to-face meetings, while others may primarily work over the phone or via email. Now, some advisors can be even open to phone calls whenever a question arises, while others may prefer to stick with the scheduled communications. So it's up to you which communication style better suits your needs. All right, I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are about to wrap up today's show, and here are the 9 mistakes that most people make when choosing a financial advisor. Not asking about credentials, choosing an advisor with the wrong specialty, not understanding the advisor's compensation structure, trying to hire an advisor on your own, not tapping into existing professional networks, hiring an advisor who is not a fiduciary, hiring the first advisor you met, picking an advisor with an incompatible strategy, not asking the right questions, and failing to do a thorough background check. This is it, folks. Before I leave, I just want to give you a call to action here. It's always good to have a great conversation around financial planning, but you have to take action. And today, I invite you, after watching this show, to identify your variable and fixed expenses, to prepare an income statement and personal balance sheet, to know your own limits and have an open mind when it comes to changing your spending patterns, to know your financial goals and understand how much you can afford to lose. I will see you next time. All of these topics can be seen on our channel. We have several playlists, and you want to double check that. So I will see you next time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.